Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me on this Wednesday, November 30th in the Locher Room. I'm Alan Locher. Rebecca Budig is here today to tell us about her new movie of the week, Fit for Christmas, airing this Sunday, December 4th on CBS. Rebecca joined the cast of Guiding Light as Michelle Bauer in 1995 and moved over to Pine Valley and All My Children to play Greenlee Smythe in 1999. She remained in Pine Valley on and off through the show's finale in 2011. And then again in 2015, she joined the cast of General Hospital as Hayden Barnes. I know I can't wait to see her this Sunday in Fit for Christmas. Please welcome to the Locher Room, Rebecca Budig.
Hello.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
Been a long time.
I know. A long time.
A long time. You have a daughter.
I do. That is true. That's why I have a purple Christmas tree.
Yeah, you were saying. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was busy. I'm sick today, so I think I probably caught something over Thanksgiving. But who knows?
Too many people.
Too many people. Way too many people.
Yeah, it's seriously what happens to all of us now that we are back out and about.
Yeah.
You have a holiday movie coming this Sunday, Fit for Christmas.
I do. I'm so excited.
Tell us about it.
Well, it's someone's at my door. They just left. Sorry.
That's okay.
It's the beauty of being on Zoom at home, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So it's Fit for Christmas. It's a movie that it's a feel-good Christmas movie, and it's a story about a woman named Audrey. This is played by Amanda Kloots. She moves back home to Montana and is working at the rec center, which is where I have a coffee shop. My character, her best friend, Lisa, has a coffee shop. And anyway, the rec center is threatened to be closed, and it's a whole thing. And, it's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie. Tell me about working with Amanda Kloots.
She is amazing. She was super positive energy. She's everything that she puts out there, truly. And we actually have a mutual friend. So she had moved here, and I was supposed to meet her. And then obviously Nick got sick. And so we never got to meet. And then, but we have a mutual kind of best friend between us. So I kind of felt like I knew her because I was going through all of that with my friend who was also going through all of that with Amanda. So I felt like I had a friend already, but she turned out to be like everything that my friend said she was. So that was nice.
I love that. Are you yourself a fan of holiday movies?
Yes, of course. In fact, we had Elf on this morning.
Oh, you're getting in even before December 1st.
Before December 1st, I have the tree, I have the elf. It's a whole thing. Yep.
Was Rudolph on last night that I heard, I think, or tonight?
Rudolph was on CBS last night, and they also had like a new, like an original show, I think, on like an original movie. But and it was supposed to be really good. We taped it. It was too late for Charlotte to be up at 9:00 at night to watch that. So we're gonna watch that tonight.
I love that. I love that. Do you have a favorite that you go to, or is Elf one of them?
Elf is one of them. For sure. I love Rudolph. I love Charlie Brown Christmas too. That's like, Snoopy is, Snoopy's my guy.
I was just going to say he was your guy.
Growing up, Snoopy was my guy.
I love it. Is Charlotte getting excited for Christmas?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time. Do you like Christmas or the holidays?
Yes, of course. Who doesn't? Mm-hmm. Our tree is up already as well. So
really,
we have been doing real ones forever. And last year, the real one fell on my husband. As we were getting rid of it. And so, friends of ours have these beautiful balsam that look real, and they have the color lights and the white lights. You could change them. So he's already.
Listen. That's what we were gonna do, and then. Because we decided, let's save a tree. Let's not keep doing that. Because it just feels wrong with everything that's going on, right? Just to I don't know how. I love the smell of a real tree. It's beautiful. But the ornaments never stay on. A.
No.
And B, when we said we were going to get a fake one, we were starting to look. And when you Google, artificial tree, every color comes up. She's like, oh, I want a purple one. Then, of course, this year she wanted a real one. I was like, too bad. You're living with this purple tree until you're 15. So.
I love that. I love that, you listened to what she wanted.
Well, why not? It's Christmas. Who cares?
Absolutely. Tell us how motherhood changed your life.
Oh, that's a very deep question. It changed it in myriad ways. It opened me up. I've learned so much about myself, about life. It really changes your perspective, I think, on people. I think opens up more empathy, but it's just changed my life for the better, obviously. I did go through postpartum depression, anxiety. So that was probably the hardest part of having a child, not knowing that would happen and going through that experience. But yeah.
What would you say, somebody who is going through that? Like, how did you get through it, or what,
well,
if there's one piece of advice?
God, you just have to get through it and go to the other side. I mean, no one can really tell anyone that's going through that not to feel that way, or it's just, you've got to go through it, and you just got to hang on and, put one foot in front of the other every day, really, and have people around you that love you and don't try and fix it, because it's like,
yeah, you can't.
I don't know. I mean, it
fixes itself for you, right?
It does. It does,
yeah.
Eventually. I mean, I did acupuncture, but some people don't believe in that, but I did, and it really, really helped me. There's medication out there. There's all kinds of things. Seeking help, getting a therapist, all of that stuff helps. So,
well, there's so much love. Toronto, or Australia.
Oh my gosh, Australia! Really?
I know that. I was shocked too. Hello from down under.
Australia is one of my favorite places. I did a pilot, like a pilot presentation or something, and we shot in Brisbane. And when I landed in Australia, I was like, this feels like home. It feels like home. And then I met Phil Kagan and his wife, and they're like, you've got to come to New Zealand. And I said to my husband, I was like, we're never going to get an invite from Phil Keegan again. We got to go to New Zealand.
That is so funny. That's one place I have yet to go, but high on the list for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I did not realize this or remember this, but you were studying zoology in college?
I did.
What drew you to that?
I have a passion for animals, and I wanted to be a veterinarian. And I don't know, I just got pulled out here, and I thought I'd give this a shot, and I'd go back to school, and then I started working, so I never did. Real passion for animals.
I love that. Well, Brian Buffington sends his love to you. And reminded me that he said when you were screen testing for Michelle, the directors and producers came to him for his input, and he said the only one that felt like she could do the job was you.
Oh, that's so sweet. I don't, Guiding Light was like sort of magical for me. I mean, I didn't work a ton, and I lived in New York, and but I'm not super proud of my work there. I felt like I was very green, but it was a wonderful experience, and it really set me up for all my children, really, Do
you remember your audition or screen test?
God, I don't remember it that well. I do remember flying there, and then I remember flying back to California, and then I flew back to New York not for Greenlee, for something else for all my children. And then I found out I got the Guiding Light part, so then I couldn't even audition for all my children, and I was kind of sad because I had watched that growing up. But it all worked out because I made some great friends at Guiding Light. And
wow, I didn't realize you grew up on All My Children. So what a neat thing, sort of to have Guiding Light as your training ground.
Yeah.
And then because if you're not thrilled about your work at Guiding Light, it's better that
I felt good about Greenlee, but I really loved that character too. And I think, you know, it was an original character. I wasn't replacing somebody that was so beloved. And so that's another element I think that helped you, right? Because I got to really create it, as opposed to Michelle was like, you know, already established. Yeah.
And so interesting, when you took Michelle, I mean, social media didn't exist, but it was still hard replacing somebody at that time.
It was hard. It was really hard. You know, you never know if people are going to like you or whatever, but I didn't bother myself too much with that stuff. I never do. I'm like, people are going to love you. People are going to hate you. That's just the way it is in life. Whatever.
Oh, somebody just said, Lisa said, Alan and Rebecca, every Friday we do Purple Friday during Baltimore Ravens football season.
Oh, really? Purple. So they like the tree. You know what? Actually, I should point out to my daughter, Minnesota Vikings are also purple. So my daughter is really into football, which is so bizarre, but she's really into football. So we have a football.
Does she play sports too?
She plays tennis, but she wants to play flag football at school. But she's really, the Bengals and the Vikings are her teams. So, and she loves Patrick Mahomes, but we have no like connection to Kansas City. She just loves him. So,
how did she get into it? I love that.
I don't know, actually, because we never watch TV. We never have the TV on, and then I think we started watching kind of the playoffs and things like that. I like the Bengals, and I grew up going to the games. We had season tickets, so we would go to the Bengals games all the time. And so having football on really makes me feel connected to my parents and my family. And so we started watching, and she just really got into it. And then they were in the Super Bowl, and then my family came out to stay with us and go to the Super Bowl, and she just really got into it. And then my husband's from Minnesota, so then she got really into the Vikings. So it's just funny. Like I actually took her to a pub last weekend because we couldn't find the game. I'm going to have to subscribe to that NFL channel or something. It's ridiculous.
That is so funny.
8-year-old to a pub to watch the Bengals.
I love that. And I forgot you grew up in Cincinnati, like Procter and Gamble town, and your first show was a Procter and Gamble.
I know. My dad was really excited about that at the time. I remember that.
Yeah, because it's a big deal there, right?
Yeah.
The company?
Yeah. It's a really big deal. Yeah.
Crazy. I wanted to read you what a fan, Will, said. He said, a natural beauty whose acting skills were so natural you would forget she was playing a character. Every character Rebecca brought to life either made you want to hug her, shake her, or slap her. And he laughs out loud. But in the end, you were rooting for Rebecca. That's the mark of a true talent. Come back to daytime.
Thank you, Will.
It's incredible. Isn't it incredible the impact?
Well, it means a lot. And I think, like, you know, what people don't realize, like the daytime fans have just this amazing loyalty, and they follow you through all of your endeavors. Like I did LA's Finest, and people watched that. And I mean, it just, I don't know. And then General Hospital. I don't know if people ended up liking my character in General Hospital. It was like really weird. but I had fun there. So yeah, it's just kind of amazing. And that means a lot to me. You know, I'm sort of out of it. I'm in it. I'm out of it. I did this Christmas movie. I've like just been kind of, you know, a mom. So it's like nice to hear.
Do you want to be, where do you fall? Like, you know, the right thing comes along, like a Christmas movie?
I still audition. I'm getting older, Alan.
Oh my God.
So that's
you look fantastic.
But
don't listen to that.
I mean, I still go out. I was on hold for something before Thanksgiving, didn't get it. But yeah, you know, I still go out for things and audition. And yeah, I mean, I love the soaps. I'd go to a soap. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not going to go off and do something for 3 months with, you know, because I do want to be close to my child. And what I realized doing this Christmas movie, actually, because I was away for 3 weeks in Canada, is that, okay, I can do a movie in the summer, but my kid has to be with me because it's just too long. And they were supposed to come for like a week, and then they couldn't because we didn't get her passport in time. So actually, I realized I can go away. I could definitely do an episode. So that's like 9 days. I can manage that. But
3 weeks was hard.
To move away would be, I don't know that I could do that. No. But you were asking me, did you ask me something about soaps?
Yeah, you would do another soap. What do you love about that work?
I actually like the kind of the fast pace. I like being able to go in kind of year round. It's like a year round job. It doesn't really end. And I like that. I like that it's continuous and that it's always evolving and always changing, and your character changes and grows just like it does in real life. I mean, you're still at your core who you are, your character, hopefully, if the writers adhere to that. But because they, all of a sudden you're like, what? I'm a serial killer? What? And I also like, I just like the family feel of like a soap and that setting. And really kind of the continuity. I like how it's almost like improvising, every day. And so I like it.
Zoology, you said you went out west. Where did the love of acting come from? Or the desire to give that up?
Fame, Irene Cara, rest in peace. Like fame was a big deal when I was growing up, and there was a school in Cincinnati, and so my mom looked into it, and we auditioned, and we got in, and it was basically like fame. So I really, really loved that. I loved that environment. I loved it all, and then I got to a point where I thought, well, I want to go to school. And then I was in school, and my agent was coming out here and said, why don't you come with me? And she wanted to get into management. So I came with her, and I ended up testing for a series, and I didn't get it, but I was only here like 2 weeks, and I tested for a series. So I thought, well, I don't know, maybe I should give it a try.
That's a good omen.
Maybe I should come out here for pilot season, which is what I did. And then I started working. I was doing music videos and commercials. And my dad was I have to credit my mom and dad, because truthfully, I don't know that I ever would have left had I not had their encouragement. And my mom and dad were like, my dad was like, just go and give yourself a finite amount of time. If it's 3 months or 6 months, and if nothing happens, then, come back home and go back to school. So that's what I did. And I just continued to work. So I just,
that kind of support is incredible.
Yeah, it's really fortunate, super fortunate.
Do you see any spark in Charlotte's eyes to want to do what you did? Or do?
She does play the piano, and she does really love to perform for us, but she doesn't necessarily love to perform for a lot of people. But I don't know. I'm not pushing her to do anything.
I think that instrument is just a game changer.
Yeah.
She can walk into any room that has a keyboard.
Well, she started on, it's funny, she started on guitar, and she started on guitar, and she really loved that. And then I picked up the ukulele, and then she wanted to play the ukulele. Then she was doing that. And then she just wanted to start playing. Then when we moved into this house, I had gotten a piano, an old piano. And that's when she was like, I want to play piano. I want to play piano. And now she's dropped guitar, and she just loves piano. And she plays it all the time. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love that. You mentioned
help
music
with math too, but I'm not sure if that's true.
Really? Oh, I've never
heard
that.
That's what they say. I don't know if they're
right. You mentioned music videos. Your first acting was in an Aerosmith, right?
Yeah.
Yes. What do you remember?
Well, I remember that I didn't get to meet them, and I was really bummed out about that. And I remember that I rollerbladed, and it was the beginning of the video, and that was that. But it's memorable. I was in it.
Yeah, of course.
And then I did an REM video, and I didn't get to meet them, and that was really like, I was a huge REM fan. Aerosmith, I was like, but I mean, I loved Aerosmith, but I like REM was my band.
So your agent or whoever called you to say you're in an REM video, did your head explode?
Yeah, I mean, then I did another video. I did this Catherine Wheels, like some English band. I don't know. I did some videos, but it was
good.
fun. It was
I love
fun.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
Tell us how Greenlee came about.
Well, like I said, I auditioned. Yeah. And so then
Early.
Judy Bly Wilson, she knew, the casting director from All My Children. She knew me, obviously, because I didn't get that part. So then when Guiding Light ended, I came back out here and I did a pilot for ABC that did not get picked up. And she called me and she said, hey, we've got this part. And since it's only 3 months, I don't have to audition you. It's not like a contract player. And she said, it's just a bad girl comes in, makes some trouble, and then leaves. And I was like, okay, that sounds fun. Because I always got the good girl. And I was like, I'll do that. And,
yeah, Michelle definitely wasn't the bad girl.
Who? Michelle, no.
Michelle.
Michelle was way too sweet. So I came in and I did it. And I started working with, I think I worked with Cameron first. And then Josh, they brought on Josh. And I mean, kind of the rest is history. We had this incredible chemistry that was sort of undeniable. And I don't know. And then they asked me to stay. Thank God. It was so great. The best years of my life, I tell you, Alan, they're the best years of my life.
I bet. I mean,
Alicia and Cameron and I talk about it all the time. Like, you couldn't replicate the cast. You couldn't replicate the crew. And everyone just was so kind and cool. And it was the best experience of my life.
I just met Judy. She did my show for the first time.
Really?
What a sweet. I loved her.
How is she doing?
She was great. Oh my God. What a history.
Yeah.
You know?
She's Amanda Seyfried and
yeah,
Michael
B. Jordan.
Oh my gosh, Michael, who played my brother. I'm like, what? And the girl who played my sister, Lily. I am spacing on her name.
Somebody will
follow her on Instagram. Anyway, someone will remind us. It's because I'm sick. It's because I'm sick.
They don't forget.
But yeah, I mean, it was just an incredible experience, that show. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's the people who walked through all of you who walked through the door. Mm-hmm. Talk about, Josh and being paired.
Well, Josh was just kind of amazing. It was like one of these magical things. And this was back before everything was so fast and you had a
little more time still.
We had more time to rehearse, really work through a scene. There was just more care around it and time. So we would both come in with ideas. We'd both come in like, I was thinking this and I was thinking this. And it was just fun. He was so collaborative and super just impulsive. And we were just able to play off each other and just do random things even when we were taping. And it was great.
Levin Rambin.
Yes. Levin. I follow her. She's so gorgeous. Oh my God.
Thank you, everybody.
That's funny. Thank you.
Was there a moment for you and Josh where you realized it was, you two had hit? I
don't know. I don't think we ever really talked about it, but I know that we really loved working together. I think that when they split us up and I was with Jake and he was with Laura and by the way, loved the other actors, but I just think that we just really like connected on such a like crazy level. And so, yeah. And I mean, I had a special chemistry with Cameron too. And it just doesn't come along that often, I was just really fortunate, I think, with both like really good guys. Josh made me laugh and laugh.
Horrible looking men to
I know, right?
To work opposite. I mean,
I felt that way with Michael Easton too at General Hospital for sure. Like a special friendship, a special like relationship. So that was nice. I was bummed when that ended.
When GH ended?
Yeah, because I thought our characters were really working together so well, and so I was really surprised because I was like, "What happened? Like, wait a minute, am I crazy?" But
yeah. Fans keep asking on social media, promoting. You doing this today. They keep, saying, "Please come back to General Hospital."
I feel so bad because I wanted to promote this so much, and then of course, I'm just so spacey and I'm the worst on Instagram. I'm the worst. I mean, I'm the worst. I admit it. I don't do Twitter. I don't do Facebook. I only do Instagram, which means I'm 1,000 years old because all the kids do TikTok and Snapchat and all this.
Yeah.
So
I
I was
can't
like,
figure
I need to
TikTok for the
promote
life
this.
of
I
for
can't
the
do
life
it.
of me. I
And
wish I
also,
could.
but here's the thing. I'm also trying to be an example to my kid, right? And she doesn't like any of that stuff. And so
That's
to
good.
promote that, I try not to be on my phone. And so it's a challenge, right? Because as a parent, I mean, there are parents out there who don't mind the electronics and stuff. But for me, I am like, I mean, my kid is going to be in the Stone Age, like she's going to get a phone at like 16. So she's going to hate me, but I know what it does to their brain. And so what it does to my brain. I feel like I'm a different person than when I used to not have it in my life. I used to do more with my time.
I'm sure all of us. Yeah.
All
The
of
amount,
us.
if we add up, you're right. If you add up the hours that we have spent,
Well, it tells you on your phone how much time you've been on every day. And you're like, oh my.
I get that beep. I get that beep. And it, I try not to look. But yeah, I mean, TikTok, I really only want to use for this. I don't want, I can't.
No, I know. I mean, I use it.
I don't
anyway,
know how
so what the point of me saying all that is to thank you to the fans for promoting it and for like,
and
for showing up and for showing up when I, I don't know. And I was sick yesterday and sick today. So I'm a little, I put on makeup, but it's dreadful. I can't even see it.
Well, everybody's asking, all my children, Susan Lucci, what was that like for you? Especially now knowing you grew up watching Susan. So that must have been.
Well, look, I mean, I was like, my mind was blown by, I think 3 people. Let's see. Susan Lucci, James, who played Palmer, James Mitchell, and David Canary. And I was like, oh, and I'd have to say Julia Barr because I loved Brooke. So those 4 people, it was like, it was weird to like walk in and see David Canary and be like, hi. And he was across from me. My dressing room was across from him. And it was just, it's like, be still my heart, David Canary. I always thought he was so handsome. I was so jealous.
He was till
the end. So jealous of Missy Claire Egan. I'm like, how do you get to work with him? And I never got to anyway. But working with Susan was just like one of the joys of my life. She is a class act. She, she's not perfect. No one is perfect. She had her moments, but she always was really like respectful about that. And like, all I can say about her is a class act. That's what I think about when I think about Susan. And I was heartbroken when her husband passed away.
Oh, I know.
Because I know that relationship was just like a fairy tale.
You could tell. Yes, that is like.
Yeah, I mean that guy. He was pretty incredible, and
I was
wholly devoted to her.
I was a page at ABC.
You were before CBS?
Oh yeah. Like that. My first entertainment job, sophomore in college, was a page at ABC, and I worked a lot on Regis and Kathy Lee.
Oh my God.
At that time, Susan was there all the time. And then part of, as a page, you give tours to all my children. Like I had to give tours to the Cleveland Indians long before you were there.
Yeah.
The men were always home watching soaps during the day. But I just remember seeing them. Anytime she was out, he was at her side. It was just something you don't always see in this world of the support.
And I'm so impressed by her because I follow her on Instagram and I've just seen that she's been like out and doing things and like and engaging in life. And I mean I don't know how you do it when you've been with someone that long, and I don't know how you do it. But like
they were
a
long
Susan,
time, right?
Hand it to Susan to like pick herself up by the bootstraps. Not to say that she's not sad and heartbroken, I'm sure, but I reached out to her and she sent me a sweet note. She's so lovely.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Talking about social media, I mean, like we said, playing Michelle didn't exist.
Yeah.
But as you were playing Greenlee, it started to probably rear its ugly head. Not necessarily to you in a bad way, but social media just in general. Were you, did you follow some at the time to see what if you had a great scene with somebody? Did you?
Well, I was always curious what the fans thought of things for sure, because I think that's how you read, what's going on. But I never like, I don't know. I grew up like, my mom was always like, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words can never, whatever. And so I always kind of had a thick skin. And I knew there were going to be haters. There's always going to be haters. And I mean, I think social media just like makes those haters like just magnified.
It gives
them a huge voice. They've got a bullhorn now, whereas before it was not like that. But then they're like these amazing, wonderful, magical people. I've met some incredible fans that have become friends, and I just so I still struggle. I mean, I got myself off Twitter because I don't want to spend all my idle time looking at a phone.
Well, I think that one can be the ugliest.
It is the ugliest. And I think Instagram, I'm like, it's pictures and, and I did this short film, based on my postpartum depression and anxiety, and I started to promote it. I was like I was on there, I was doing Instagram. And then, my kid will say things like, Mom, why are you on Instagram? That's, a waste of time. I hate Instagram. And she never says hate. I was like, okay, wow. You're right. It's terrible. It's a waste of time. So, and I just wanted to teach her not to be engaged in it. So.
Well, she's teaching you not to be engaged with
it. She is definitely a mirror. She is a mirror for sure. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What was it like putting your story out there?
Well, we submitted to festivals, and we've gotten some awards, several awards. So that was nice to be recognized for what we put out. But putting my story out there made me realize how many people are actually dealing with it. A lot of women don't really talk about it because, you have a kid, and everyone, I mean, what I heard all the time was, you have a healthy baby, you have nothing to be sad about, which was like the worst thing you could hear, because then you just beat yourself up even more, like, and no one really understands until they really go through it. And so I think putting that out, hopefully I can release it soon. I don't know how many festivals we have left. I'll have to talk to Michael Easton. I'll have to talk to Michael Easton, who's another really terrible social media person. So like the two of us together are like shit show. Anyway, but it was so gratifying to do it. It was one of the best professional things I've ever done, and I felt like, oh, okay, if I don't work again, I'm good. Like, this was really, really, really cathartic and amazing, and I loved doing it. Yeah.
What's the title?
It's called About a Girl.
I love that. I mean, you'll help a lot of people. Really, all of our stories, whatever it is, just by sharing.
Yeah, I mean, depression itself is like, real, and people suffer from it. And then when you haven't really suffered from it, and then you get it after having a baby, it's really sorry, didn't have my phone on silent. It's really kind of, it just really throws you. So but I got through it.
That's
the other side.
That's the important part. What are some of your favorite stories on All My Children?
Oh gosh. Oh, I mean, I really loved anything with Greenlee and Leo. Those were magical days. I loved when I had some fantasy, Gilligan's Island fantasy, and like, and I think, wasn't Susan in it too? I can't remember. It was like, and Jennifer Bassey. I mean, she's
a hoot.
I love the storyline when David drugged everybody on the boat, and I threw Laura over the side or something like that. And I loved, God, there were a lot of great stories. I love the Fusion Girls. I loved when they actually like made the show about these women starting this company.
Yeah, the fans
even back then, like, I mean, now it's all like female empowerment, but like back then it wasn't, and all my children was doing it. I mean, that's Agnes for you, right?
Yeah.
Being at the forefront of everything. So I think that was really cool. We had so much fun. Those girls, we had so much fun. It was
Yeah,
really
the fans were just writing about Fusion on the comments.
Yeah, I loved the Fusion storyline, like how we created it and all the fun, silly things that we did when we were doing that. I loved the cat fight I had with Alicia when Palmer comes in and he like pours water on us. I will never forget some of the laughs I had because I laughed so hard. Those will be my core memories forever. Like Alicia and I talk about it. It's like, oh, I don't know. It's the stuff we did together with Cameron, the three of us. We would just pee ourselves laughing. You know, it was ridiculous. When we got married at this castle and we had a fight in the pool and the three of us were up there together. It was hilarious.
I read that your character possibly was the last one Agnes created. Do you know if that's...
I think that might be true. I think she became
incredible.
A consultant after that, but she did name my character. Yeah, I know that. She was so amazing. She was so...
Yeah.
She was so cool.
She really was way ahead of everything.
She was way ahead of her time. Yeah, for sure. And to be in like a man's world and do all of that is kind of incredible, right? But yeah, I loved that show. I really miss it. I miss that crew. I miss that group of people. I mean, our crew too, like that New York crew. I love the LA crew too, but we didn't spend as much time with them. But that New York crew was just solid and funny and amazing. And yeah.
I love it. And how did Hayden come about?
Well, Frank called me. I was like breastfeeding. I think I just stopped breastfeeding, and he called me, and I couldn't have felt worse about myself. And he's like, I was thinking of having you on for like a couple weeks. And I think I was just doing something with Billy Miller, Billy Miller's character. So I came on for like a couple weeks, and then he called to offer me a contract. And so that's how Hayden sort of came about. But, things are a little different there. Like you ask about a character and they don't really give you as many answers as they used to. I think they're always figuring it out themselves in real time.
Interesting.
I think it evolves and changes as they need it to, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. That was my experience. So,
yeah, and they also, thinking back to your time at Guiding Light, the speed with which General Hospital is going.
Oh. It's like, what? You're going to keep that? I can't go on. Moving on. All right. It's all about the art of letting go, Alan. It's the art of letting go.
Is it?
Being at peace.
I'm sure, when you look back on Guiding Light, you must have learned a lot from this gentleman and Amy Efland.
Oh my God! I didn't know you were going to be here.
I'll show you the art of letting go. Let me get you ready.
It's the art of let go and let God. Okay? Can we just say that out loud?
That dog is dead.
Wait a second. I'm going to cry.
I've got a picture of you with that dog. Hey, wait.
I'm going to cry.
Oh, look. Here's Rebecca with that dog.
Oh, look at you with your dog.
What was that dog's name?
She watched my dog when I went to Hawaii.
Michael and Amy, let me tell you, Rebecca wasn't feeling good.
Oh my God, I'm so sick right now. I'm
in the room. Hello, I'm over here.
Michael, you are beautiful, but I have not seen her in so long. Amy!
You guys, I've been hiding out here in Texas.
Ooh, Texas, baby.
Amy,
Michael, you look younger. What is happening?
I don't know. It's collagen, baby. Put it in your smoothie. I'm just giving you my secrets.
Oh my God.
Rebecca, you were saying you laughed at all my children, but working opposite these two.
I laughed. Michael O'Leary was his job was to sort of disrupt you and make you laugh. Like, in scenes, I couldn't look at him without laughing. Michael, what?
Wow.
He was like my brother. He took me under his wing. He took me to church.
I did.
And like, and Peter
Was he
Simon.
like your
I mean,
brother?
you were just the biggest breath of fresh air when you came on the show.
Oh my God, Rebecca, we needed you.
Amazing.
I mean, you know, I was thinking, when I think of Rebecca, I think of effervescent joy, gratitude. Look at her. You haven't changed, Rebecca. You are a beautiful, beautiful soul.
Totally.
I
Absolutely
think you guys
true.
are gonna make me cry. I think because I'm sick, maybe. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
well,
Amy.
Amy has a daughter. Rebecca has a daughter.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter is turning 11 in 2 weeks. I got a late start. Sometimes people ask me if she's my granddaughter.
I don't
okay.
believe that.
Amy,
Let it go, Amy. Let it
Amy,
go.
I got a late start too.
Well, you know, and I totally I relate to you with depression. I just remember after I had her, especially, I was sitting in a chair and I just couldn't even function. I was like,
Aww.
and Travis comes in, he goes, I think we need to get you over to the doctor. We're gonna get you to the doctor. I was like, I'm not gonna go over. Yeah. For a long time.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah,
somebody
mine
just
lasted.
wrote?
Mine lasted like 4 years. So
Oh, this could
wow.
make me cry. A fan just wrote, "How awesome! My grandma is smiling in heaven. She loved guiding light."
So is mine.
And Carrie says Abigail and Rick should have never broken up.
Never.
Well, what are you gonna do?
I loved Abigail and Rick together.
First in a litany of ex-husbands, so.
Oh my God.
I
And you know,
loved
I got
Abigail
to I
and
got
Rick.
to work with Cynthia Watros over at General Hospital and see her again. And it was like, because remember how close? Yes, I have that.
Wow, look
What
at
a
you,
great
girls.
picture! Wow.
Wait, look at how dark.
Wow.
Look at how dark I am. I just came back from Costa Rica, and I look. Did you see my
Amy,
tan?
that is a fabulous photograph of you
That's a
three.
great picture.
I have that photo. So we all have that photo. Well, I don't know if Cynthia does, but seeing her, it was like, you know, so much time had passed. Whereas I see you guys and I just connect instantly. It was like, you know, it was just so crazy to see her again and connect with her again. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm seeing you. Where are you in Texas?
In a tiny town, I'm not going to tell you where. Sometimes I still get letters from strange people looking for me. It's true. It's true.
No,
And I have a little drawer where I put them.
Amy, what are some of your favorite memories from back then?
Well,
Amy,
I
what are
have
some
to
of
tell
your-
you guys. I really remember one particular day because I have a picture of this. And we spent over a week shooting this party, and it was a costume party. And they had Michael dressed up as George Washington. They had me dressed up as Betsy Ross. And they had Rebecca dressed up as the Madonna with the big combs and the hair.
I have so many pictures of this. I have so many pictures.
And Peter Simon was like Thomas Jefferson.
Yes.
So this is me and Peter, so you can see what we were supposed to
I
look
have that
like.
picture. I have that picture.
And this is before they put the cones on Rebecca's outfit.
No, it's not. I have the cones on.
Oh, you do have the cones on.
Or is that it? Because in my memory,
Oh, I
those
thought
things
that
were
was-
like.
What was
Becca, I
that
thought
party
that was
for? I
you.
don't even remember.
I have that photo.
Oh, you know what? Some other people don't remember because I'll tell you. Downstairs in Michael and Grant's dressing room, because it took so long. I mean, it took many days to shoot this. We all took a break, and they were like, "Come on down to our dressing room. Come on down to our dressing room."
That's right. Their
So we got
dressing room was
there.
downstairs.
They're both dressed up in smoking jackets, serving cocktails and canapes. And it was hilarious. And that's why some of us don't remember all.
And also, not even just then. Remember, we would go to that Mexican place and we all had margaritas. And I would never drink while I worked, but I did that time because I had like one line that day and I was so nervous.
Grant just mentioned that restaurant. I can't remember the name.
I can't either. It's on Third.
Yes.
Yeah.
One was not enough and 3 was too many.
Oh my God,
And
We got a picture.
and we all had to learn sign language together.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
Yeah. With Kathy,
Yeah.
Helen's sister.
Yeah.
And I actually, that was one of the best experiences for me at Guiding Light, is learning sign language, being with you. You know, you and I were friends. We would like do so much together outside of work.
Jill Laurie
Remember
just said the Alamo. Is it the Alamo? Michael?
Alamo. It was the Alamo.
Oh
Thank you, Jill.
Jill Laurie just said the Alamo.
It was the Alamo.
It was the Alamo.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was
my
crazy.
God.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm
Becky was always in her two-piece bathing suit all the time. They you know,
That's right.
and by the way,
always.
I didn't have
It
the
didn't matter
body
what
for
day
it.
it was. You're like, you know, it's Christmas. It's 30 degrees out. You're in your bathing suit. Okay. Yeah.
Was that Paul Rausch move? Who was the EP at the time?
Yeah,
it was-
probably Paul Rouse.
Let me just say, the reason she was always in that bikini is because she has a beautiful
Smoking.
butt. And I'm
Smoking.
sorry, I know, but that butt led to the nickname, and I always called her butt cake.
And
That's why you did call me Becky Butt.
butt kick.
My little
Oh my God, I love this.
You did call me Becky Buttcake. Oh
I
my
didn't
God.
call you Becky. I just called you butt cake.
No, you called me Becky Buttcake. Oh my
That's-
God, Amy.
Well, it's true.
Oh,
I do have all the memories stored
you
right up here.
do. You do.
I mean, this really is a flashback looking at you three together.
Oh,
Well,
I
Michael and I
mean-
keep in touch. We're in touch regularly. Every
You and
time he gets a
Michael?
new set of headshots, I hear from him.
Michael?
Do you like this one? How about this one?
Wait a second. Wait a second.
And they're all great. They're all great.
Wait, Amy, we're staying in touch now because Michael gave me your information, and I don't know why I never, because I felt like, you know, when I called you, it was going to be not a 10-minute conversation. It'd be like an hour
Oh, that's you only want 10 minutes?
if you had it. No, I said it wouldn't be a 10. It wouldn't be a 10. Oh my God, I'm looking to see if I have it. I do.
Hey,
What?
back.
Yeah,
Are you
'Cause I don't know
texting me
when-
right now?
I am, to see if that's you.
You
Are you
still
sending
have
me
my
a fancy party
information.
invitation?
Wait, what, Michael?
You still have my information, right, Beck? Because I lost it.
course.
And okay, so
No,
I
you
lost
didn't.
yours. I
How
lost
did you
yours.
lose?
I
How
don't
did you
know.
lose my information?
I
Lost
You're
my
lying.
lose
information.
this.
I've had the same
It's-
number since I lived in New York. You didn't lose it.
It's
You lost your phone and you didn't bother to
I
write
lose-
down any of the
lose everything,
numbers or
Becky.
log
I
it
lose
in your
everything.
computer.
I
You know
lose-
it.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's Apple. You can just type in like my name and it should come up, the email.
It
Is it
should. I'm
Apple?
gonna try. Let's see. It should come up, right?
It should.
But-
Is it Apple, Michael? This is important. Do you have an
Rebecca,
iPhone?
you were talking about technology earlier.
That's the one thing I do know. I can find an old email.
Yeah, I don't have it.
That you can do.
Are you kidding me, Michael O'Leary?
Wait. Don't yell at me yet.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
No, I don't have
mean,
it. No. So send it to me.
Well, Michael, talk about the
Just
sign
texted you.
language because you didn't learn it correctly.
I can't tell this story because it's so inappropriate. But can I tell this story?
Of
I don't
course.
think I can tell the story.
you have to now.
Well,
Did you know it, Amy? You know what he's
I
going to tell.
can't think of many that aren't inappropriate.
Amy, you know what story I'm talking about. Okay,
For the
so
days.
I'm trying to think which part of it. Okay, can we say the certain parts of our genitalia? Can I say?
Yes, you can.
Say
This is-
penis.
Yes.
Okay.
We don't
Genitalia.
have
Ever
skin
again.
I'm gonna
sensors.
skip the one part. I'm gonna skip to Abigail and Rick. It was Christmas, and the Christmas tree was in, snow was falling down, and let's not forget Rick. Abby was a deaf Amish virgin. Okay, Rick and Abby had not.
True.
We had not consummated.
On by the time I left, but yes.
I mean, it
go
was
on.
so Rick was waiting so long, and so we walk in. There's the Christmas tree. The snow is falling, and I go. I make sure that you can catch my sign language. Abby, can I kiss you? No, Rick. I'm a virgin. Remember? I said, Yes, I remember, but I've been waiting and waiting and waiting a long time to kiss you. No. First of all, you have to meet. This means parents. This means penis. First of all, you have to meet my parents.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I can't wait to meet your parents. I hope you're not afraid of my parents. Meet the penis, afraid of the penis. Anyway, that got on the air. And all Becky's laughing harder than Amy is. So that got on the air, and guess who gets blamed for it? I get blamed for it, not Amy. Paul Roush calls in and goes,
Michael,
what are you
I
doing?
already knew how to sign. You cannot rewrite the story. You signed penis. It was you. You also signed vagina. I'm telling you, you've signed all of those words on national television.
Yeah. All right, since you broke up the thing about since you broke up how much time do we have, Alan? All right, I'm going to tell the story about the vagina one. Okay.
No, I want to tell you my favorite memory.
Okay, go ahead.
One of them. So I was in prison, remember?
Who were you in prison with? Were you in with Annie?
I was in prison. And it was before I actually went to prison. It was before the trial. And Abigail was praying, which I do myself often. But Abigail was praying and crying, and it was the Thanksgiving show. And the camera pans back on Abigail alone in her cell. And there's a hallway that's been built right next to the cell. Crying and crying and crying and crying. And the camera pulls back and this music starts to play, which of course I couldn't hear. And in comes the entire Bauer family with a table and all the food. And Abigail, I sat in there and I was gnawing on a turkey leg. And this was the end of the Thanksgiving show. Do you guys remember this? They brought the whole spread into the jail.
I have no memory of that.
I kind of vaguely remember that.
Yeah, I kind of remember.
It's one of my favorites because I could not believe how ridiculous it was, and I loved it so much.
Were you in jail with Patty D'Arbonville?
Yes, I was in prison with Patty D'Arbonville, and we took out an abusive prison guard in the basement laundry room with a pipe.
And Rebecca, didn't you kill somebody on your way out?
Remember Joe Saravo?
Who?
Oh, yeah.
Joe Saravo, who played the prison guard. He was Tony Soprano's father in the flashbacks on The Sopranos.
Oh, wow.
And he died a few years ago. I don't know how many, but he was so great. I loved him.
Oh.
Rebecca, your last show is when you killed somebody, right? They switched.
Yeah, and it was so great because they had hired Joy Lenz to take over, and they're like, okay, well, you're gonna go in and do it, and she's there. Like I didn't even get like a minute to like leave. It was like, okay, you go in and hit the person on the head, and then she's picking up the next day episode and hitting him on the head. It was so bizarre.
It was weird.
I was like, I was really terrible, but you didn't have to like have the next girl right there.
Everyone is saying, too bad Abby didn't get to be funny on Guiding Light.
Oh, I know.
We all wish.
Oh, I know.
There were moments. I tried to fit stuff in, like the time that we did something. I don't remember. It was like the Bauer barbecue or something, and Rick gave Abby a beer, and I was sitting in the background enjoying my beer. But, well, what are you gonna do? That's what happens when you're the good girl.
I know.
You and Rebecca were the good
girls.
We were both
the good girls. That's right.
Yeah. What did you learn working opposite these two, Rebecca?
Oh God. Well, I learned to be on my toes. Definitely.
Well, you learned from Michael that you can always store your script in a drawer in the kitchen or behind a tree or wherever you need it if you don't have all your lines.
Or if you're in the hospital on the clip.
I learned that.
Which is what I used to do.
I learned with Amy, I don't know, we just had this really great friendship, and then I don't know how we got we just kind of drifted. Well, I left. Did I leave first? Did you leave
to LA? Yeah, and I came to visit you out there.
I know.
It's just people, they drift apart. But I'm still here. I'm always your friend.
I know, but we just had this like great friendship, and I just remember just enjoying, like, we made, I don't know, chili and pies or something. We would like
Oh, I did.
remember, and
Yeah, I do.
yeah, and so I think that when you really like somebody off screen, it really shows on screen. That's one thing I learned.
We laughed a
well,
lot.
We laughed a lot.
I texted Kim Zimmer to tell her you would
Oh
all
my
be
God.
here, and
Oh
she
my
is
God.
watching, and she says hello to you all.
Oh my God,
Oh.
Kim
Hi,
Zimmer.
Kimmy.
Mm.
I was her did. I was her little diva in development. Her little did. I love Kim
What?
Zimmer.
What does that mean?
She I don't know. She just said, you're my little did, my little diva in development. That's what she would call me. She was amazing. I loved her too.
Me too.
She would have us out to her house, and I loved her husband. And I mean, that was an incredible group of people. I wasn't there a lot. I didn't work as much as I worked at All My Children, so I didn't get to be around everyone as much as I think, I did over at the other show. But I liked everyone so
It
much.
was a special group of people.
Yeah. I felt like the
Kim
baby.
Zimmer, I just have good memories of sneaking into the broom closet and having a ciggy with you every once in a while. True. No lie.
I remember that. I remember that. Oh my God.
You never had a drink with her?
Oh yeah, I had a drink with her.
I'm kidding.
Oh. She's a powerhouse, that one.
Good word.
Right?
word.
That's what she was, a powerhouse, and she probably still is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have no doubt.
No doubt.
But I
No.
don't think she's smoking in the broom closet right now. I'm just saying.
Amy, did you read Michael's script? Did you read Michael's script, Alan? Did he send it to you?
I saw the show a few times.
It's
Oh,
wonderful.
you did?
Yeah. I saw Cynthia do the show.
Oh,
And I saw
wow.
Grant and Beth and Tina, and I think Ivana was in it when I first saw it. Right, Michael?
Wow.
Ivana
But
was
it's
in
evolved. It's evolved a lot, right?
Yeah, Ivana was in it. It's evolved, and we're going to go to Macon next year, at the Douglas Theater in Macon, Georgia,
Wow.
which is really exciting.
Wow.
That's a great
So-
theater.
Is it? Do you know it?
It's the oldest. It's the oldest Black founded theater in the country, apparently, and we're going to be part of their bicentennial. Macon's turning 200 years old, so it's part of their bicentennial celebration, and
Right.
It's really cool. The Otis Redding Foundation is, supporting it, and the play has evolved on race, I think, in a really great way. Since you probably read it, Rebecca. So. It's been my pet project, as everyone knows. I've been working on this for about 6 years, and so we're
plays.
Bring it.
Plays take that long.
Yeah.
But it's great.
Yeah, it really is.
Thank you, Rebecca.
I think it takes a while to make something
Yeah.
right,
All of
Yeah.
you, put
The
a
thing about
smile,
Rebecca, she's very thoughtful.
put a
Always.
smile on your
She's very
face,
thoughtful.
everybody. I'm going to take a photo of all of us. One,
Okay.
big smiles. Let's see if we're all beautiful. Beautiful. It is so good. Rebecca, I know you wanted to surprise Michael when he was on, and Amy wanted to
did.
surprise Michael. So we thought we would do that today. And I thought
Oh
when
my
you said you
God.
didn't feel
Surprised
good.
too, but I fell apart at the last minute because I got the time zone wrong.
Oh,
Oh, well.
It's okay.
I can't remember what I had something going. What did I have?
I don't remember. Michael said you were busy. So, but I
Yeah,
read
it might
what
have been some in
you.
my kid. Yeah.
yeah.
I can't remember, but I was, because I really wanted to be there. So I can't remember what I was doing.
Amy, everybody wishes you were still acting.
Oh, I am. This is my Act 52 in my greatest role ever as mom. And I'm still a Hellraiser, so it's okay.
Said
Yes.
with a lot of sarcasm.
No, you can't take the Hellraiser out of the kid. So
Oh my God. 11.
Guys.
It's a girl? Yeah.
Yes,
Just
My
one.
daughter.
Just like me. You have an only girl like me.
yes. And
Yeah.
if I had started younger, I probably would have had another. I loved
Same.
being pregnant.
Same.
And I just loved having her and raising her, but things work out the way they're supposed to, because I look at other people with more kids and I'm like, oh my gosh, thank God, thank God. I've only got this math homework, and what I've got to go pick her up at Girl Scouts today. Oh, I've got a half an hour. I've got to pick her up at Girl Scouts. We've got National Honor Society.
Wow.
We had to build a car for science and blah, 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 all that stuff. And I love it. I really do love it.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
It is the
thank you.
greatest job. I mean, it's hard, but
How old is your
she's 8.
8? Okay.
Yeah. She's 8.
I like
so.
8.
I like 8. I know. I'm not ready for all the other stuff. The periods and the hormones and
I don't want to talk about that. Would you stop? Hey, Alan,
Yes.
because Michael will forget to do this, and I love you, Michael, but it's true. Would you please give Rebecca my cell phone number, and we'll exchange pictures
okay.
of our daughters?
Yeah, will you do
great.
that?
And I'll send you my daughters too, 28
Yeah,
and 20.
and they are all, I
So
mean, you
beautiful.
all
Have you
are
seen
girl
any of these
parents.
daughters? They are amazing.
You
Yeah.
are all girl parents. I love it.
That's true.
Guys,
yeah.
Right.
So good to see you. Thank you for
So
doing
great
this,
to see you.
Rebecca.
Thank you, Alan.
Amy.
Thank
Rebecca,
you
good
so
seeing
much.
you.
Michael.
So amazing to see you. I love you.
Thank you, Alan, for
Thank
inviting
Thank you,
you,
us.
Alan.
Alan. Thank you so much for making it happen.
You're very welcome.
Alan, you make this happen, and it's the best part of, being away from each other for so long, as we get a chance to have this opportunity. So thank you.
Right.
For me too. So
Michael,
good.
call me when we
Bye,
get off.
everybody.
Let's chat.
I'll call you right away.
Wait, where happens to me?
Call Rebecca
Freeway.
too.
Call me
And
too.
don't miss Fit for Christmas this Sunday.
December 4th, CBS.
Feel better, Rebecca. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining today. Thank you to Rebecca and Michael and Amy for joining us. Don't forget, Fit for Christmas premieres on Sunday. Please join me tomorrow at 3 when Emmy Award-winning actor Mike Manning joins me live. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can turn on notifications for reminders of all upcoming shows, and you can stream audio versions by searching The Locher Room on your favorite streaming platform. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening. And as always, be safe.